Hello, I'm Ben Stacey, and this is the Tailslate. I'm here with Tim Evans, and we are talking about Survivor, Millennials versus Gen X. Now, before we get started, I just want to mention the audio gear we normally use is off on another shoot, so we had to jury rig something, so hopefully the audio is acceptable. At least you'll be able to hear us.
Yes.
Anyway, so episode 3 of Survivor, Millennials versus Gen X.
Love it when a plan doesn't come together.
It was I liked it actually.
Yes, it's getting more exciting now because it's always that same thing. You think something's going along just right, and you start to become a little arrogant,
Yeah.
and that's doom in this game.
Exactly. And they got back from tribal where who's voted out? It was
Mari.
Mari, that's right. And Zeke is
And Adam.
upset. They're both upset. And Hannah, she just needs to listen. He wasn't saying don't talk to me. He was saying,
Give me a minute.
give me a minute. Yeah, but
No,
shut up.
Just leave me alone for a
Yes.
little while. I know, but I want to tell you, just go away for a few minutes. Okay, but before... I was screaming at her too. Shut up!
Yeah.
Take a hint.
And
When somebody
go
tells you to
away.
get lost,
That's right. Yeah.
they're not candy coating it.
Exactly, yeah. Then we went back to the Gen X tribe, and Paul was out fishing. He claims to be a good fisher. And the one thing, who's it said? Somebody said, yeah, maybe he'll catch a shark. A
Yes.
shark. But he didn't. He didn't catch anything at
Tuna.
all. And Ken actually was talking about that. And I thought, well, Ken, why don't you go out and fish?
That's exactly what I said.
Which he did later in the episode.
Yeah, stop
And-
whining about it. You go do it.
Exactly. Yeah. And Ken is baffled why he's on the bottom. And I mean, really, it is baffling.
Well, it's one of those things, again, it starts early and you get involved in a numbers game and you align yourself
With the wrong
right
people.
or wrong. You do it early and
Yeah. What did you think of the tribe? What did they call it? The summit.
the recon mission.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I love those things. It gets, different people connected in different ways. I mean, the Millennials definitely won that recon mission because
Oh,
they got a lot more information.
Info, yes, and potentially somebody they can use.
David was just,
later.
I want to go with you guys. I'll rat out anyone you want. You know?
Yeah. Now, actually, I was thinking about that. Was that a good thing for David to say? Is that, listen, because I think sometimes what happens is you get people, when there is a merge, they're too eager to stick with their own people, and that it leads to their demise. I would be willing, I think, to turn on anybody if it got me further.
But not that soon.
In the game.
The tribes haven't merged yet.
That's
it's
true.
really early. You don't know what's going to happen, and
That's
you're.
true. But
yeah.
he's planting seeds. He doesn't have to reap those seeds.
Oh, what about during the recon mission, the actual people that went? Because guess
yes.
who all got together in one
Jay,
nice
Taylor,
little group?
and Figgy, and Will. Will seems pretty good.
But they're the 4 tight ones, and somehow
Exactly.
they drew the rocks.
Yeah. Then we had CC, Dave, Paul, and Chris go for the Gen X. Jessica was talking about, I think, was it Ken talking to her about, or was somebody, they were talking about, maybe it'd be a good idea to get rid of
Yeah.
Paul, which I agree.
Yeah,
But
and I
she-
thought maybe those, the people are starting to realize it.
Maybe, but Jessica seemed too committed to Paul. It's again one of these things. You get that little alliance right at the beginning before you really know each other, and then you go, "Well, I don't really like him, but I'm part of that alliance, so I'm gonna have to stick with it." I'm going, "No, why? That's not a good reason. If you find there's other people you can work with better that can get you further on, there's nothing wrong with switching alliances."
Yeah, but that's a delicate game to play because once you do that and you go, I'm part of the 6 and those 3 are on the outs, I'm going to switch. Now you're on the outs too.
Maybe.
Yeah, so you've got to...
You play it careful. Oh, by the way, her eyes, they're not, I can't tell if they're looking better or worse. The infected eyes. Jessica's infected eyes.
I hope that's just part of the infection.
Oh, no, I think so. They're puffy and red. So, what do you think of the challenge?
Well, first of all, it's about time we get to the challenge because they need more challenges. I like the 2 per episode. I've said that many times, but
Yeah.
it's too long of stuff without that second or without the first challenge.
But there's important stuff they're showing us, so.
Yeah, there always is. Have another challenge. Get 4 people out on a reward right away.
I like the reward, the chairs and stuff, and a hammock. That would be a nice reward to win.
Well, nice try if you can trade it for food, but
Yeah.
why would I'm catching fish, but I'll give you 2 chairs for it.
I like the fact that they were able to see the finished puzzle first.
Well, it made it easy.
Well, it did. I mean, so you knew the puzzle at the end, it was going to be a race versus, oh, geez, what am I doing? I don't know what goes where. Like, if you studied it right, it should have been simple to put together.
Which is what really put Cece on the chopping block. Is she took forever to go through that thing. She's one step at a time, slowly, slow.
Yeah.
Other people are racing across, and she's going, racing across. I'm going, okay, there's 2, there's 3, and she's still...
I want to talk about CC in a minute, but obviously the Millennials won the challenge, and then they're like, hold on, can we trade this for fishing gear? And of course, Jeff Probst is great at this. He's not going to let them just do it.
Well, it's not like they had extra fishing gear in the back going, sure, we'll trade you.
Exactly, but also he makes it a difficult decision. First of all, the Gen X's have to agree, and they would have to give up something else as well, but the Gen X's didn't agree. Now, what would you do if you were the Gen X's? Would you agree to the trade?
Of course not. They're out fishing and catching food and protein. That's way more important than a chair.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, so you don't want... I wouldn't want to give it to them either. I might feel a little bit bad about it, but...
Oh, if they were our parents, they would have said...
But they're not.
But they're not, so they said no.
Mm-hmm. So Cece seemed to be the obvious target.
Oh, yeah.
And it was too obvious because, you know, when they make
it's
it obvious...
Cece, it's all set. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's just go right now. Oh, okay, it's not her.
So she's not going home. And she didn't. But if you're Ken and David... I mean, thinking that Cece's going, at this point, do you try to save her? I know she's a number for you, but she could end up being a bit of a liability if she performs like that more in challenges.
They, I think, seriously thought about playing the idol, though.
Oh.
I think David did, because he was thinking about, hey, we can change the game right now. We can play the idol. Paul will be gone.
They did a great bit of editing there with... Was he going to play it or not? Because they made you think for a second. Is he going? It's a typical. Is he going to? Is he not? But then it was that last minute, sort of the last second.
Yeah.
No,
he really is.
Because that would have been a waste.
Because I thought the same thing, that it's too soon. Because even if he did and got rid of Paul, it's still soon. 5 against 3. There's still,
fortunately, Paul screwed up.
I think
what the heck was he saying?
I think it was just a mistake
that he said.
That he just said, if the guys ever came up to me and said, oh no, we're going to go in alliance with just the guys, he said, oh no, see you later, ladies, you're on your own. I think he was meant that as talking to the guys. He just said, see you later, ladies. Like,
and it made
the ladies didn't mean it like, no.
Yeah. If he did, he was incredibly stupid. But he should have caught what he said and corrected it. I mean, no, that's not what I meant.
I meant to say, if they ever came up to me, I got your back. I'd let you know. I'd tell them to see you later. But
he was entirely
that one word.
The guy. He got rid of himself. He wouldn't have been going home unless they had played the idol. If he hadn't said that. So here's a question for you: vinyl or digital?
Oh, digital. I got rid of all my vinyl a long time ago.
Although I do type out YOU in a text. I can't stand.
Well, don't get me started on the English language, because I
understand some short forms in texting because it's convenient, but things like U, it's YOU. It's not just a U.
But everything doesn't have to be short form to the lowest common letter, and that's the only way it is now. Don't.
So Paul ended up going home. And it's going to be neat to see how that tribe works together now.
And it's also interesting to see if Lucy ever gets a chance to speak.
Oh, Lucy.
I heard her say something during the middle of a tribe when somebody said, go Lucy, and she went, stop. I still don't know what she does because they never interview her. They just show her what her
quickly. We have a couple of minutes left. So thoughts on where things are going. You said, are your predictions still standing?
Well, I stuck. That's, at the end of the first episode, I picked who I think's going to be in the final 3 for each tribe. So I can't change it.
And you had?
I had Michelle, Jay, and Hannah.
Okay.
And on the old people, I got Ken, Chris, and Brett. So
It's interesting how you can try to predict based on the edits, but I don't know if that's always the wise move. But it seems the people that get a lot of screen time early generally don't make it very far. So, which means that some of the ones I like
that means
David,
Lucy's gonna
Ken, whatever, yeah, if someone like Lucy, who has barely appeared on camera at all, could get to the end and be the one at the end that wins because
yeah,
they're trying to mislead us. I don't know. They do a great job of editing the show. You think you've got the way it's edited, you can predict, but then they switch things up and throw you for a loop. So
they have to make it interesting, right? They couldn't just say, "Oh yeah, it's going to be CC." Yep. Everybody's agreement. And they go 9 votes for CC.
Yeah, it's a great show. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, now it's getting interesting.
It is. So hopefully you're finding it interesting as well, and we'll be back to talk more.